What's up, everybody? Tiffany Outdoors here. Today we got another piece of furniture to do. All right, let's check it out. There's the hawk. Before there was a Tiffany Outdoors, there was Tiffany the farmer.
On a U-turn when possible.
No, we're not U-turning.
Hi. Hi, what are you doing? Hi, Boo. What?
I got this piece of furniture from a friend of mine. Her son was getting rid of them. They were getting some new furniture. And as I'm looking at it, all of the drawers are off the track. This double deep drawer here's got some repair needed there, which, I mean, it's probably not going to be too bad to do. Yeah, all the drawers are off the track. That's missing there. I did notice that that comes up. That's not going to be too hard to fix. We got some leftover paper residue here and some scrapes and scratches along here. Being banged up a little bit there. The sides look great though. Sides look great. The back looks good. The drawer fronts look really good. I'm going to change out the hardware, of course. Well, I won't say of course, but yeah, I want to change out the drawer hardware. You see the back looks good. This back piece is in excellent condition. And you see this is a laminate top. So I have to be careful when sanding this. But before I do anything, first thing I'm going to do is give this dresser a bath. I got my soap and water there. Got my clean rinse water there, and I use Dawn dish soap. Dish soap. Boy, that's a mouthful. Dawn dish soap. Okay, yeah, enough playing. Let's start doing. Alright, I'm taking a look at the drawers. That top drawer is fine. It was just off the track. It slides in and out like it should. Nice and smooth. That middle one, I pulled it out completely. The slide has come off completely. It's still on there, but the little receiver part of it has been, it's all broken off. You can see where the drawer had slid back and forth. And then there's some loose shavings from the drawer from it sliding in and out inside there. That ain't no big deal. I can vacuum that out super duper easy. And I'm going to take a look at these last two drawers. Looks like that one's just off the track too. Easy peasy. And let's take a look at this next one. The last one, the track is out of whack, but that right there will be an easy fix. I can fix that no problem. And okay, so next thing I'm gonna do is just vacuum this out, and then we can start on these drawer repairs. Apparently that last one came with a Pokemon card. You Pokemon people, is this card worth anything? Oh boy, people go crazy for some of these cards. Alright, anyway, let's continue. When you're cleaning out a dresser, make sure you get all the nooks and crannies, even underneath. I'm going to flip this on its back and then vacuum all underneath there. As I was vacuuming the inside, I noticed the back on this side is a little loose. That's easy to fix. I'm just going to put some brad nails in there to tighten that up. Now to address the drawers. Y'all, it's a little cramped in here and it's quite chilly. It is 58 degrees in the shop today. But in order to address these drawer fixes, here's what I'm going to do. In my bench vise, I have this is a fence staple that I have on hand, but this is going to be a little too long, so I'm going to take my rotary tool, and there it is right there, and cut this down a little bit. I had to go get my face shield. Y'all, these rotary tools kind of freak me out. So I go a little overboard with the safety. I do not want to take safety for granted. There we go. And I ground down some points on it so that I can drive this in. Hopefully this works. All right, you see those two holes here and here? That's where this needs to go. I'm going to try and push it in first and then see what I can do to hammer it in. I gotta widen it out a little bit. Let's see, is that gonna fit in there? No. Okay, I'm gonna have to come up with a way to hammer that in. Let me go think. All right, let's see how this works. I'm gonna use this piece of scrap wood and see how that works. Alright, before I go too much further, let me see where this is going. All right, there, it's nice and sturdy. All right, moving on to the next drawer. Okay, now this drawer was messed up too, so let me see what I can do for this one. First thing I need to do is take this screw out. See, boy, there's some major screws in here. Wow, those staples are huge. Okay, here we go. Y'all check this out. Wow. Now that is a staple. All right, and there's a small nail and another staple. Yep. And then there's that piece. Okay. Now we can fix this. Alright, y'all. I forgot to hit the record button. But I made another staple just like I did with the first one. I'm just going to hammer that in. Alright, to make this repair, I'm going to be using the screw that came out of here and then two washers. I got one underneath, and that's where the hole used to be. And then I'm going to put another washer on top. Just kind of sandwich that in there like that. And then I'm going to screw this straight down. There we go. Wow, nice and sturdy. The next thing I want to address is this flappy top. So I have 2 replacement screws. I'm going to use 2-inch screws. And I see the holes where they came out of, so I'm just going to replace those, put those in, and this should get this top nice and solid now. And I'm doing this by hand because I don't want to over tighten it. I can't say this dresser it smells good. It smells like a man's cologne or something. It smells good. Even though it's been in that shipping container, which does not smell good. Alright, let's see, did I do it? Fixed it. Top is fixed. And start taking off the drawer hardware, so I'll be working on that. I've got all of the handles off. Now when it comes to these right here, these little decorations here are usually held in by 2 nails. There's one there and one there. So I'm going to take this little putty knife and try and get it underneath. Yeah, there we go. That was easy. I usually take these off and don't use these. They're just a little decorative piece. Some people might want to choose to keep it on there, but I usually take these off. And then I'll fill in the holes with some wood filler. Next step is a scuff sand. So I'm going to scuff sand all of the drawers. And the dresser itself, I got a 220 grit sanding pad on there, and I'm just going to do a light scuff sand. It doesn't have to be a serious detail thing. We're just going to rough up the surface to give the paint something to stick to, because this stuff is super slick. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly dampen a towel, not get it completely soaked, but just slightly damp, and then wipe off all this sanding dust, and then let this dry. I'm going to let it dry for about an hour, and then we'll be ready for paint. To start off on the drawers, since the drawers are going to be a lighter color, I'm going to use some primer on that, just so that I can make sure that the paint actually can doesn't have any bleed through. So I'm just going to use some primer and stain, what is this, stain blocker? Yeah. And this stuff will help the transition from a really dark brown to the very light color that I'll be using. And I'll show you the color in a minute. Gotta stir this up really good. It's been sitting for a while. Y'all see that spot right there? There's a chunk missing out of the dresser right there. So I'm going to use some Bondo to fill that in. Let me show you guys how I mix them up. Alright, so Bondo is a 2-part thing. You got this, and then you have the hardener, and there's no set amount. The more hardener you put, the faster it will harden. I probably should have shaken this up and squeezed it a little bit. Do that. It's more of a... Okay. And this stuff starts to harden pretty quickly, so you got to work pretty quick with it. It probably has like a 5-minute working time. It's not very long. So you mix this up really well. Mix it together. And then you put it on your surface, and then you mold it. There we go, that's all we need. And then once it dries, then you can sand it down and shape it to the shape that you want. Now to show you the color that I'm going to paint the drawers. This color is called Livable Green. I put my name on there. I'll tell you why I have my name on here in a second. Let me show you this paint color. It's not even showing on camera. It looks white. It's a super duper pale green. It's called Livable Green. It's really, really light. Lighter than a sage green. Very pretty color. It's hard to tell on camera though. You can kind of see it there. Alright, let me turn this camera around. I'll tell you why. I had to put my Tiffany Outdoors on here. Alright, so my paint rack. Right over there, all my can paints there, all my stains there, and spray paints and all of that stuff there, okay? Yeah. So, my paint stays out here year-round. Outside. So when it freezes, it freezes. When it sits there, it sits there. And this particular can of paint actually started to separate. And when I tried to stir it up, it was no. So what I did, I wrote my name on the lid, Tiffany Outdoors, and I took it back to Lowe's and I asked them, would it be possible for you to reshake this? Just put it in the machine and shake it up. And the guy started laughing. He said, you came all the way up here with this little pint of paint for me to shake up. I said, well, yes and no. I said, yes, for you to shake it up, but I am here to buy more paint. I need to buy another color. So I got my other color, which is called Tricorn Black. Super beautiful, deep, deep, dark black. So they shook it up for me and remixed it. Thank goodness it mixed, because I do have some that have congealed into this foam like cake looking stuff, and that paint's no good. So unfortunately, well, yeah, unfortunately that paint's gonna have to be thrown out, but it's all good. It's all good. Alright, y'all, I'm going to let this stuff dry overnight and come back tomorrow, and I'm going to sand down that area there with the Bondo, and we're going to start slapping on some paint. See you guys tomorrow. Alright, everything is dry. Now I need to do something. I've picked out some new hardware. It's black. It's beautiful. It looks really nice and elegant. So what I need to do is re-drill holes. So what I'm going to do is take some wood filler and fill in the current holes and drill some new ones. And then we can start paint. Okay, let me go fill these holes and I'll come back to you. Now I'm going to start re-drilling for the new hardware. I got some 3-inch handles. These things are I really like this style. So I'm gonna go ahead and start drilling for these. And hopefully this looks really good. In my head it does. Alright, y'all, the paint's dried. I don't like it. I don't like it. I hate it. It's too bright. And the color's just too far away from black. I mean, it's not as green as I was hoping it would be. It's not green enough. It's okay. I have a remedy. I went and bought a different type of paint. And it's called Tate Green. It's a lot greener than the livable green. It's much more green and more subtle and not quite so bright. I mean, look at that. It's just so bright. It's so bright. All right, I'm going to use this. It's Rust-Oleum chalk paint, Tate Green. I'm going to redo these. Well, I'm not a big fan of painting inside with the spray paint. I am going to go ahead and do the lacquer coating on there. Got my breathing protection and those drawers. By the time I'm doing this, hopefully the drawers will be dry and I can put a second coat of paint and then coat with lacquer. Alright, y'all, I'm still learning. I'm not exactly loving the way the lacquer ended up, the final coat ended up. It's not smooth. It's not smooth. You see that? I mean, it feels smooth to the touch. It just doesn't look smooth. You see that? How it's got like a texture to it. Not exactly in love with that, but it looks good. It's protected. I think I'm going to opt for a wipe-on polyacrylic for the drawers. And I got it right here. I'm going to use that for the drawers, wipe it on with this t-shirt. And then I'm going to put on the hardware and put this thing together. Alright, y'all, let's take a look back and see where we started from. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.